What is up? What's going on? Hey, how are ya? Good to see you guys. Welcome back to this episode of the Road to Redemption podcast. I'm, as always, your grateful host, Cam Williamson. I'm stoked to be here with you, as always, and today I got a good one for you, I think. I got a good one. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. All right. What is love? What is love not? What isn't love, right? Let's start with that. I think that'll be easier. What isn't love? Obviously, infatuation is not love. Just because you're infatuated with someone and even you care about them deeply, that doesn't mean you love them, right? We know a lot of people in our lives that we care about deeply, but their position in your life is conditional. Remember that. Key. Right? If I was a teacher, that one's going to be on the test later. They're conditional in your life. You care about them greatly, but if they were to ever just up and walk off, such is life, right? Grandiose gestures out of feelings that you have to do something to prove how much you care about these people. That usually shows that you don't actually love this person, that you're forcing a situation to be what it is. Not caring for that other person's needs and wants and feelings. It's not love. If you are able to watch this person and see them hurting, and you're able to just sit and let that be without offering any type of support at all. I'm not saying, right? And also, love is not enabling. Love does not enable its counterpart to be a lesser version of themselves, right? So love is not going to allow you to continue to do things that it knows are bad for you, right? That's not love. And sometimes we get it mixed up with our friends, right? We think because they love us, they'll let us do the destructive things to ourselves that lead us down the bad, roads in life. But like any relationship, whether it's a romantic one, a friendship one, whatever it is, right? We're accountable for our own actions. So it's easy to say, well, I've had a lot of friends in my life that we were friends through trauma. Had it not been for the excessive amounts of alcohol that we consumed together and sitting around justifying why we were doing that with each other, and that's really where our friendships were based off of, is, yeah, I'm like this and you're like that because life is this way and I'm justified for that. Well, that's not a loving friend, right? A loving person in your life will always listen to you, and they'll always hear you out, and that's one thing. Love is not an invalidation of any sort. Like I said, it doesn't mean they're going to coddle and enable you, but love is not an invalidation of your feelings. Love doesn't have that capacity, right? And love is not temporary. So as far as for what is love not, we'll go there for now. Like I said, I think that's easier. What is love? Love, on the counterpart of what I just said, love is completely unconditional. And it does not matter what happens in life. If you know you've experienced love, you know it. You know it. You know what it feels like. You know what it feels like to be in the presence of it, and it shakes you to your core, and it makes you everything that you truly are. Not what the world tells you you should be, not what your parents tell you should be, not what the societal norms tell you should be, right? It's the best way I can describe it, right, is when you're doing everything wrong, you know that feeling, right? When you're in the wrong place in life, you know it. You could feel it. to the core of your being. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. I'm not chasing the things that set my life and my soul on fire. Why am I not doing that? Because I'm not doing what I love. Right? So if you know what love is, then you know absolutely what it's not. Because every moment of your life that is filled with the lack of, it's borderline torturous for you, right? It's like living in the described hell in the Bible of darkness and fire and fury and gnashing teeth. I mean, all that. It's hell. To me, when you look up at the sky and you see clouds and you see birds and you see the trees and you see the breeze blowing, in your mind, whatever you come up with, that's the reason that all that is happening, whatever that is for you, that is love. That universal connection that ties us all together, that when I look at the sun or the moon or the stars or whatever that is, any one of us could be looking at that same moon, sun, or star at any given moment. Right? And I think in those moments are love. I think whatever it is that can make people look at an ocean and be able to just sit and stare at the tranquility and the effortlessness of the ebb and flow, and that makes you reflect on life, that's love. That feeling when it's dark, the Christmas tree is lit, candles are burning, the house is still. That moment is love. And it's magical. I think that's why we fall in love with Christmas time and stuff like that, because it makes you believe in magic again, like when you were a kid, you know? You believe that this exciting thing is coming, that this day is special. It gives you hope. But unfortunately, you find out one day that Santa's not real and Christmas is a Hallmark holiday, and we don't know really when Jesus' birthday was, and nothing is as it seems, right? When you were a kid and you believe that love is meeting somebody on a bus and locking eyes and parting ways and inevitably meeting each other again, only for it all to work out in the end. Well, that's not love. It's a movie. Love is the in-between times, when you're tearing each other the fuck apart, trying to make each other better, or you're silent so the other one can try to figure out what the fuck they're doing. And love is acceptance. Love is accepting people for who they are, not what you're trying to make them, not what you're okay with. I noticed that in love, what we call love a lot of the times, it comes with a lot of conditions. Well, I love you and I want you in my life as long as you don't do X, Y, and Z. If you do X, Y, and Z, I don't want you in my life. That's not love. Now, you can say, I have no place for you in my life if you choose to act these ways, and that's a boundary. That's perfectly acceptable. But to say, I will lose feelings for you, or I will change the way I feel about you if you continue, whatever, that's not love. That's a conditional agreement. That's a contract, right? Is marriage love? No, marriage isn't love. People are married all the time and they don't love each other. Is family love? No, you don't choose who your family is. Your family is who they are. You can love them, obviously, and I think you have very deep primal connections to people that you share blood with. But love is something, it's interesting to me when I watch parents that don't show real love for their children. They just treat them as if they're any other person in passing. They just kind of go on about their lives, and their kids are around when they're around. I find that interesting because on a primal level, your kids are you, right? Your kids are you. On a soul level, on a molecular level, they're you. So if you have a hard time facing your kids, well, I think you have a hard time facing yourself. And I think you have a real hard time not loving yourself if you are not able to love your own child. And that's properly love them, not love them under the standards that, we've accepted is okay. Are you there for them? Are you there for them unconditionally? Are you there for them on their good days, on their bad days? Are you willing to be there for them on your good days and your bad days? Are you willing to show them all that? It's not just your kids, it's everybody. Can you show the best and the worst sides of yourself, or do you have to hide parts? Love isn't hiding. Love is open. It's expression. It's real. When you go, especially today's day and age, when you go online and you watch a video and you could tell it's been so orchestrated that you're like, wow, holy shit, this is so fake. It's so clearly fake. The funny thing is, we know when it's not real. Everyone around us knows when it's not real. Yet everyone sits and goes, good for you. Good. You guys. Love to me is what makes you believe in God. Whatever God is to you. Love is what wakes us up in the morning. Love is what lays us down peacefully at night, and it's what we dream of when we're asleep. Love is the thing that gives us an appetite and takes our appetite away. Love is every minuscule and major pain in our body. It's also the ecstasy that flows through us. Love is the yin and yang of life. It is the alpha and the omega. It's the beginning and the end. It's love. It's the reason we're all here. It's what ties us all together. I truly do believe that. And I'll end on this. I know this is kind of a short one, but I've got a super busy day. I apologize. I'll end on this. Love is something you don't have a choice in. Love is something, just in my opinion, you've known it from the moment you were born. You just knew you were chasing something. You didn't know what it was. But then when you found it, you were like, oh, that's my thing. Right? We find it in our careers and the things that make our souls come alive. You find what you love, you find who you love, and you become completely uninterested in a life without it. And it's the thing that you're willing to die for. It's the thing or the people or the places or whatever that you honestly can look at the deepest parts of yourself and go, if I don't have that in my life, I have no interest in being here, right? Find what you love. And while you're finding what you love, look around and find the things you don't. Find where you can make room for some love. Find where you can clear out some negative, and find where you can be yourself, for God's sakes. Where in the fuck can you be you? You. Flawed and all. Where can you go? What is that energy? What's calling you? What are you chasing? Chase it. Feel it. Find out. Quit fucking tiptoeing through life trying to be comfortable and trying to be happy all the time. Guess what? Love is supposed to be the thing that everybody wants, right? Well, it fucking sucks a lot of the time. It's hard. It's work. It's fighting, and it's arguing, and it's stressing over shit, and it's hard. Most of the time. And if it's not love, because it's not testing you, and it's not challenging you, and it's not making you better. Love is not easy. Love is also not fucking perfect. I don't know who came up with that crazy nonsense. Love is not perfect in any way. There are so many fuck-ups in love. Look at just the child-parent relationship. How many times do we fuck up as parents? Do we not love our children when we, lose our cool and scream at them or whatever? Of course you love them. You fucked up. You're a human being. That's the problem. Love comes from a soul connection. We as human beings are acting as human entities, having a soul experience, right? That's what I believe anyway. I love y'all so very much. I hope you have an amazing Friday. Whatever today brings you, I hope it brings you happiness. I genuinely mean that. And if you're struggling right now, know that there's a lot of other people struggling too. And know that just in that, you're never alone, right? I love you guys very much. Talk to you later.